Okay, students. Now I'm going to enter into today's class about some important discussion to be made. What is the discussion here? Last class we discussed what properties, what kind of functions we learned it. Plot. This is one function. Next, come on, show. Next, x lim, x lim. Next, y lim. Come on, x, x ticks. Next, y ticks. Did you understand that? X ticks and y ticks we understood. We learned one more also. What is that? Come on. X label. X label also we understood. X label also we understood. Label. Okay. Next. Y label also we understood. One more also. Title also we understood. These are the functions we already learned in the class. Well, now I want to go for today. I want to discuss some important points today. So number one is marker properties of marker properties of marker properties of line, marker properties of line or marker properties of plot, marker properties of plot. Next, I want to discuss about line properties of plot, line properties, line properties of plot. Next, third one, I want to go for font properties of font, font properties of plot. Next, if time permits, I'll go for grid properties, grid properties, grid properties of plot. Next, I'll go for subplots, subplots, subplot in a figure, in a figure, subplots in a figure with a various, with a various, with a various axes, with a various axes. These are the things I need to go for. So, Hemnath, I missed yesterday's class. Okay, no problem. When already yesterday over, who can bring it? Will you bring it up? Or I will bring it up? No. So once things are getting completed, what to do next? What to do? Nothing will happen. So missing is missing. So if we say train is missing, will you go back to bring the train back? So students, that's why when things are there, we have to adjust by ourselves. Let us go to the point. Here I'm going to start with. Now let us discuss about which properties? Marker properties I want to discuss. Marker properties. Very easy, not a difficult. Only syntaxes you need to remember it. Multiple times if you practice it, you will remember it. Let me go to the things here. So I'm going to take example here. Which one I am discussing? Marker properties. Marker properties. We are going to discuss. So here I'm going to take it. Come on, start with import matplotlib, matplotlib dot pyplot as what? PLT, PLT. And in the last session, I said some type of words also in the class. What is this is known as? Figure, figure. What is this is next in the figure which is containing? Axis, axis. Okay. Axis contains what? Axis contains what? Axis, axis. What is this axis? X-axis. What is this is called? Y-axis. X-axis contains what? Left. And then what? Right. Right. And the y-axis contains what? Bottom and the top. On the x-axis, you have some partitions. What are the partitions? X, X. Y-axis contains partitions. Good. So you are remembering well. What is the secret behind that? Huh? Something you will remember, something you will forget. I don't know why that is. Okay, maybe it is a graph, na, like that. Correct? Okay, nice. Anyhow, keep it up. Now I'm going to take it. The graph is available like this. The graph is available like this. What is this is called? Artist. Okay, good. Artist. Good. Something happened. Saturday special. Huh? Why everybody is saying that. Can I ask one question? Python. What is the syntax of reduce function? Reduce function. Reduce function syntax. Don't know. Okay. Reduce function is there or no? What is the syntax? Variable name is equal to func tools dot hmm, no, reduce of function name iterable object. Iterable object. It returns what? Fundamental value. So good. Anyhow, something you are remembering, something you are not remembering. Anyhow, students, the definition I'm having here, one small discussion is that anyhow that I'm going to post it for you. Anyhow that I'm going to post it for you. Here I'm having some small discussion here. Maybe here I'm going to use it. Somewhere else, I think in introduction part, no. In this place, I'm having in one place. Application place, no. It is also no. In one place, I wrote all the things. Maybe here, no. So it is there in marker properties, no. In some place, I had it. This is an example of that. General steps for writing this. Here also, no. Grid and grid properties, that is, I'm going to show you today. Maybe markers, subplants, an introduction. Okay, any of that definitions. What is an artist? What is an x-axis? What is a y-axis? Already you know now. That is enough. That I will search it and I will send it to you. So today we will go for what now? Marker properties. Okay. Now I'll take it. Some data here. Some data I will take it. So what is the next? What is the plot function will take? PLT dot plot of what it will take x comma y so far. Correct. So today I will take it x values you take it. X values I am going to take it. The x values I am taking it as something like 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 comma 6 comma 7 I am going to take it. Y also I am taking. Y also I am taking as what you know. Y also I will take it. Something like this I'm taking. If you understand me, for x plus 1, for x in, for x in, for value, I will write it. For value in x, for value in x, what is this now? Value plus 1, I will say. Did you remember that, students? What is this concept is known as? Comprehension. What is the value of y now? Every value is incrementing 1 to everyone, right or not? And print x is equal to, print x is equal to, and next is called what? Print y is equal to, comma y is equal to. Just try to run it. It is going to give you, for every value of x, y value incremented 1 or not. This is just a small variety of manipulation I did. So here, this for this value, for that value, I want to go for plotting. How do you do that? PLT dot plot of x comma y, and I will say PLT dot show. PLT dot show. This is my diagram which is available. This is my diagram which is available. So having this type of diagram. This is known as what these are all called? The data what you are having. And this is the data what you are having. You can set your own x limits and y limits also, and correspondingly to this matching part. And this is called what? Spell out ma what this is called? Artist. That is what is the name of the artist here? Line. Line. So artist that is. Jansi Lakshmi, artist, that is called. A-R-T-I-S-T, artist. Artist means not an actor like. It is artist is different. This artist is different. It is a line. Artist name is line. So those line related properties I want to discuss. That is what I am going to discuss in our class. Marker properties I am going to discuss. What is this marker properties contains? In 231 intersection point will be there or not? Yesterday also I just and the next is called 341 marker is definitely available. Like that, some intersection points will be there on the line. Right or not? Even in our school days also, when set of data is given, we will identify the markers. We will identify the markers and we will draw the diagram. How we draw the diagram? Like this, we draw the diagram, right or not? So that marker points I want to go for it. See students, for markers are concerned, PLT dot plot, PLT dot plot, what is this now? X comma Y values will pass it. For this is concerned, the markers is concerned, there is an argument called marker is equal to, we will pass the marker name, we'll pass the marker value here. That marker value can be a symbol called circle symbol will come, plus symbol will come, then diamond symbol will come. Next is called what? Pentagon symbol will come, diamond symbol will come, and a plus symbol will come, cross symbol will come. There are a lot of symbolic notations are there. I will show you that. And you need not to remember all of them, but you need to remember the syntax. So first I will talk about marker. Next I will talk about, there is one more kind of symbol is there. When I am going to take the diamond as a marker there, when I take the diamond as a marker there, the diamond is having some color here. What is the diamond edge color? What is the diamond edge color? Come on, red. What is the diamond inside color? Green. So that also you can set it, because the high quality of graphic symbols will be graphic symbol will be designed by what? Matplotlib. So this red is known as what? Edge color. And inside the face color, what is the face color? Green. So that is indicated by here MEC. MEC. What is that MEC here? Come on. Marker edge color. Spell out that full form. Marker edge color. You can pass your color name there. Next, you can pass inside the marker. You can set the content face color also. MFC. Spell out. MFC is equal to, you can specify the face color also. Next, you can specify the marker size also. MS is equal to, you can mention the size also. These are the marker properties of a plot. Marker properties of a plot. So what are the marker properties I want to show you? So did you understand this marker meaning? What symbol you want? Plus MEC stands for what? Edge color of that marker. Plus MFC meaning is what? Inside the marker, what you want to fill the color. And marker size I want to go for it. Let me show you these points one by one. I will show you. This is my normal data. This is my normal data. I want to go for something next. Carry the same thing. Carry the same thing. I'm going to use it. Here I'm going to use it. X comma Y. And I'm going to write it. First time I'm writing marker is equal to some plus symbol I am writing. Plus. Because of the plus symbol, what will happen? See students, you are having something like, are you identifying this now? Are you identifying this now? This is going to be called, some symbols are there. What are the symbols? Are nothing but intersection points or not? These are the intersection points. These are the intersection points you are getting. It's not only plus symbol you can say, students. You can also say one more symbol also you can say. For example, I am using D. D I am using. D I am using. See, when I use D, what is happening? Diamond kind of thing coming or not? Diamond. Diamond is coming. When I use something like one more is called what? I am writing here. I am writing yes. Yes, I am writing. Yes means what is happening? It is going to give you square. It is going to be giving square. Next I am going to use it. Like there are so many symbols are there, students. Now I'm going to write H, H, H. I'm writing. This is nothing but what? Hexagon, hexagon. Now I'm going to use it. P. I'm using P. I'm using P. What it is going to give you? Pentagon. Are you able to follow? And like that, I can use any one of it. I can use it. I can use, for example, C. You use it. C. See that whether it is there or not, we don't know. Maybe it is not there. Maybe it is not there. Definitely it is an error. So I will write it something like O. It is going to give you what? Circle is coming. Are you following? What these are all called marker properties. There are so many marker properties. There are some of them you remember. Are you following? Right. So this part of completion of it, which properties these are all called marker properties. So I mentioned here marker property for your better understanding. Marker property of here marker property of marker property of line or marker property of a plot. Now I'm going to introduce the after finishing that. Now I'm going to take the same thing. Circle only you take it. Along with marker property, we are going to use what? Come on, marker edge color property. MEC property of plot. So marker edge color, marker edge color. So let us use go for only. Go for only. Now I'm writing what? MEC is equal to MEC is equal to R. The colors so many are there. You know all the colors. Some color I am using R. See that all of you. MEC is equal to R. What is happening? See that red color, red or not? Very clearly observing that red color. Inside of that, still what color is there? Blue is there. Still there is a blue. Now I will go to once again I will use it. Once again I will use it. Something like I'm using K stands for block color. It is going to give you red color is what? Block. Now I will use something like M magenta. So it is going to have something like different color is there. Are you following that? So next I'm going to write it something like Y. Why I am using it? Why? It is going to have yellow. Are you following that? This is related to what? MEC. Now I'm going to use it. Which color next? MFC. I'm going to use it. MFC. MFC. What is this MFC stands for here? Marker face color. MFC. Now I'm writing MFC is equal to I'm writing right. Red I'm using. See that now. What is happening? Edge color you see. Edge color still it is available what? Come on. Yellow. And this is inside what is available? Right. So if you want and red is dominating the yellow, you can just go for reversing that. You can reverse it. What is this now? Edge color is red and this is called green. And you see that it is going to have something like inside of that. It is red is there outside. Inside what is there? Green. Whether you are getting green or not, I don't know. You're not getting it. But I'm seeing clearly. Now you go for this. When you are working on that, you will get it. And it is there. And you say this is something like K, you write it. K. Now you feel, I think so. Now it is feeling. Are you feeling that? Block is there inside. If you don't feel, no problem. After a few minutes, definitely you will feel it. Because in my class, you have to feel it and you have to leave the class. Okay? Because when I go to very soon, this property is there now. This property. What is that now? Line property. Line is there. I'll make the line as what? White I will make it. When I make it white, edge color you can see and everything. Are you able to follow? Now, this is called which color? MFC. Now I am going to use it what? Marker size. Now you will feel, I think so. Definitely. Size. Marker size you are applying. Marker size you are applying. That is known as what? Marker size. That will be indicated as what? Marker size is indicated as MS. What property? MS. Come on, now I'm writing, comma, ms is equal to something like 8 I'm writing. 8. 8 I'm writing. Are you following now? At least are you seeing now red and black and all? Now you are seeing. Still, anybody is unable to see. Anybody is unable to see. I will write it something like 10. 10 I'm going to make it. When I'm making it 10, now it is clearly visible. Now you are feeling. Now you are feeling. Good, good students. Now you are feeling. So there I will write it. There I will write it. G I will write it. Green color I will write it. So you are going to fill now properly this entire thing. Confident? Are you following me? So now I will go to last and final. That I will take it as what diamond I will write it, or I will write something like a P. So you will get it. Now this is the symbol with appropriate things. What properties these are? So Nirkar Behra is asking how many color codes are there? See, color codes are so many. If you go to Asian paints and if you see color shades, actually colors are only few. And that mixing and mixing, you will get color formulas are there. So you need not remember colors because nobody will worry about your colors. Nobody will ask in an interview point of view how many colors are there in that. If you know few colors, general colors, if you know, it is more than enough. Don't worry about colors. Remember about the property of the line. They don't bother about how many markers are there. Tell me. Even interviewer also don't know. How many colors are there that you never bother about. You worry about what? Properties. What are the properties of marker properties? Nirkar Behra, are you understanding? So, come on. You are going to get it. Number one is called what? Marker, MEC, MFC, and then like this. Are you able to follow? Now, we are entering into further. Now I am going to show you marker properties. I will just give you here. Just look at that. Marker concept in where? Line graph or plot. PLT dot plot x comma y marker MEC, MFC, MS. X meant for what? Set of values on x axis. Y set of values on y axis. Marker represents either set of values given below. MEC mark edge color. Next is called what? MFC marker face color. Red, green, yellow, etc. Red, green, yellow, hot pink, etc. MS is equal to marker size. Like this, you can mention it. And what are the marker types? I'm going to take it. Marker represents here, this marker represents set of values given below. These are the marker types. What is the marker and then description? O stands for what? Circle. What is the star stands for? Star. And dot, point, comma, pixel, X, another X, another X, plus symbol, P plus symbol, S square, D diamond, small d diamond with thin, and P pentagon, hexagon, H also hexagon, V triangle down, and triangle up, less than triangle left, greater than symbol something, 1 try down, 2 try up, 3 try left. Like that I am having so many number of things. Are you following? These are all called which types? But all of them need not to worry about it. Just one or two or few of them you remember it. Are you following? And this is important, this properties. Now I'm entering into which properties? Line properties. I want to go for it. Line properties. Now I'm going to apply line properties of plot. What are the line properties of plot? Here we are going to get it. This line is there now. This line is there. What it is going to have it? This line is going to give you continuously one value is coming. Continuously this line. This line is going to be drawn like that. This is called a solid entered. What is that? Solid line. Solid line. Next, there is one more kind of approach is there. One more is called a dotted. Spell out dotted. Dotted means what? This to this place. Only dotted will come. Dot, dot, dot will come. Dot, dot, dot. Next, one more is there that is called a dashed. What is that? Dashed. That means you are going to get dashes like this. Are you getting? Next, one more is called what? Dash dot will come. Dash dot. One dash, one dot, one dash, one dot, like that. That is also called what? One more line drawing. So what is the line style? What are the line styles? Solid, dotted, dashed, dash dot. These are the line style. What is the first property of line properties? Line style. Line style. Line style. We'll go straight. What are the line styles? Solid style, dotted style, dashed style, dash dot. Next. After that, line, line width, line width, line width. This is called some width is there or not? Small line is there. I want this line to have some more width. You are drawing like that. I will draw the line with what? Some more width I want to write it. Some more width I want to write it. Width of the line should be more. This I will take it. Next is called a line color. Line color. By default, this line color is what? Blue. I can set my own color. I can set my own color. What are the line properties? 3. What is the number 1? LS. What is the LS? Line style. Next, LW. Line width. Next, LC. Line color. LC. Spell out. Line color. So go to the properties here. Now I'm going to take up. Line properties are going to be, what is this? Line style, line style. Line styles are indicated as what? LS. Under that, what are the line style values you can pass it? What is this now? By default, what? Solid. Next is called what? Dotted. Next is called what? Dashed. Next is called what? Dash dot. Dash dot. That is going to be line styles. Next is called what, students? Line width. Line width. That means what will be the darkness of your line? That is indicated as what? LW. And you can pass your value. 8 pixels width, 10 pixels width, 12 pixels width. It depends on the numerical value. Next is called what? Line color. Line color indicated as what? LC. LC. You can pass your color names. These are the line properties of the plot. Go to the point back. Now I'm going to write it. As usual, I will take the same explanation. I'll write the same explanation here. And as usual, you take it from MATPLOTLIB. Not necessary to write it. MATPLOTLIB. Import pyplot. Pyplot as what? PLT. Some people may ask, what is the difference between this one and the earlier one? Both of them same. And this PLT is known as what? Alias name. So there, same thing I'm going to write it. Now I'm going to take it. The marker properties are already there. Now I will just keep it marker property away and I will just write it. Line properties, I will take it. What are the line properties? Line style. Line style is equal to what? Line style is equal to what I am writing? Solid. Solid I am writing. Just to try to run. It is going to have by default solid only now. Solid only. Now I am going to take up solid property. Next I am going to take up one more is called what? Come on. Dotted. Dotted I am going to take it. Dotted. If we look at the dotted is coming or not. Next I am going to take up. What is the next? Dashed. Dashed. Now I am going to get it. All dashes are coming. All dashes are coming. Are you following that? Next I am going to use it. What is the next? Dash dot. Dash dot. I am using it. Dash dot. So dash dot. Dash dot. Are you following? This is about what concept? Line style. Next, line width. Line width if you want. How do you go for it? Now I'm going to take it. If you want, you can mention one marker also. Marker is equal to something like D, you can write it. Line W, I can go for it. Let it be LS is equal to what? Solid only or dashed, I can take it. Then next time writing after that, what? line width is equal to some 10 I am writing. For example, 10. I am writing it. See that 10. Are you seeing the thickness of the line? Are you seeing the thickness of the line? Now, in middle of it, what is available? Some color is there. Something is available over there. Now go to back. Now I'll say here. What is the next? Marker MEC. MEC is equal to MEC is equal to what? R. I said R. So what is happening here? That is R is mentioning or not? In that blue, one thing is there. Now I will change that also. Don't worry. Now I'm going to write it. Here I'm going to write it. After that, what I will write it? LC is equal to what? LC is equal to Y. Yellow. What is that LC? Line color. So what is happening? Got an unexpected argument. So maybe LC. I'll write it. C, I will mention it. C, I will mention it. Now I got it yellow. C. Are you following? You can also maintain, we will look into that. Line color is equal to, line color is equal to something you say. Maybe that is also unexpected argument. So keyword argument, unexpected keyword argument. So you need to take it as what, students? C only. I think C you got it, and yellow, and you got the data. Are you able to follow now? Now, let us move to the further. Now, let us move to the further. In this place, I'm going to write it. I will write it as 6 here. I'll write it as 6. Now, I'll write it as what, green, I will write it. And look into that, it is going to have, I reduced that and I made it as what? Something like other things are there. And in place of that, I can write it as what, dotted. Dotted. You can also go for what? Dotted. In some middle of the places, some markers also mentioned or not? Yes. So this is LW. And I'll say 3 over there. And I'll say 3 over there. And this is like this. And if I go to and MEC and MS is equal to some 10 if I write it. If I write some 10 and marker sizes are introduced, increasing, and the lines are what? Dotted. Clear? So what are the properties I mentioned it? LS, LW, C, not LC, students. It is a C. If we go to back, to my place, here you come. Line properties of what? Line graph or plot. PLT dot LS comma LW comma LC. Now it took it as what? C. X set of values on x-axis, set of values on y-axis. LS line style. The line style value can be the following: line syntax, description. Solid line, which is also represented by what? Hyphen. Dotted line can also be represented with what? Colon. Dotted dashed line can also be represented by 2 dashes. Dashed dotted line, it is a dash and then dot. In place of writing solid and then what? Dot and all those things, you can write. Or line style can be solid, dotted, dashed, dash dot, and none. If I don't write anything, what it is going to be taken? So it is taken as solid. So if you want, you just to check it this one, go to the place once, you go to that symbolic notation, you use it. Symbolic notation, I will use it here, students. You observe it. What is that now? LS. Now I will write it. What is there? Like this. Like this. I think you are seeing this one. Now try to run it. So here you are having continuous line with that kind of thing. Are you following me? So here I will write it. One more I will write it. Here I will write it. Line color, I will write it. Hot pink. Hot pink. You see that it is going to be like this. So when I use any color, don't look at your face. Okay, now. So colors is not important. I'm just showing the color because I have to explain this line properties. So here, this is MEC is called what here? Green, you use it. So you are going to get it, this type of data. Are you following? And MFC also I will use it. MFC, complete complete thing. It is, I will use it. MFC is equal to K. I am using K. You are going to use it. You are going to use it. And block is coming. On the top of it, some different other color is also there. And this is use red here. And you are going to use it. Red combinations are available. So you use your creativity, how good you are in colors, that makeup kind of activity you take care. And line properties are what? LS, LW, and then C. That is our discussion now. Is it clear? Well, and LW can be line width, that you can take it. And LC and C, actually C only you take it. And line color represents any of the colors you can pass it. What this mechanism is called today? What did you understand? Marker properties, line properties, and then done. Now I'm going to enter into where? Font properties. Font properties. I want to enter into font properties. So this point I will send you separately. What is this now? Marker and line properties. Line properties of plot. Line properties of plot. Done. Next, I'm going to introduce one more kind of thing. What are the next properties? Font properties, we use it. So, coming to the point of it, I'm going to use it. Which properties? Font properties of a plot. Very, very easy, students. Go to the font properties. Take the data from MATPLOTLIB, MATPLOTLIB, import, import pyplot, import pyplot as PLT, as PLT. Take the data, x is equal to, and at the same time I will import numpy as np, numpy as np. Now take the data. X is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. I'm taking. Next I'm taking y is equal to, directly I will write it. X is equal to np dot array of. What is this np dot array of? Converting the list data into which type? ND array. Y is equal to what? X plus 2. What is this x plus 2 is called? ND array plus 2. Possible or not possible? Come on. Possible or not possible? List plus 2 possible or not possible? Not possible. Vector based operations possible on ND array. This is called, we already discussed in the class. Vector based operations on ND array. It is happily possible. What is the next? I'm writing type of x, type of x. Print of y I will write it. Print of y I will write it. Here I am writing. Print of y comma type of y I am saying. You see that it is going to be like this. And for each value I am adding 2, and this is the values available. ND array. Now on that ND array, I'm going to use plotting. I'm plotting my data. How do you plot it? PLT dot. Come on, fast. Plot of x comma y. X comma y. So PLT dot what now? Show. This is the data which is getting shown. This is the data which is getting shown. So I think this is more clear that you have already seen. And next I will write it. C is equal to something like or I will say. So you are going to see the line color is like this. Line color is like this. And you are writing here marker is equal to, you are saying as what? C, comma, you are saying. And these properties already you are aware of it. Marker is equal to, what happens? Marker is equal to O. Yes. O. That's correct. O. Circle stands for O. Okay. Because you have seen marker list. If you forget, you see the marker list immediately for your reference. Now, my point is here, after getting that, we are giving x-axis. How do you give x-axis? PLT dot. Come on, faster. X label. I'm going to give you. Here I am writing x-axis. X-axis I am giving. X-axis I am giving. Next I am writing PLT dot what? Y label of what? Y-axis I am giving it. Y-axis I am giving. And next I am giving the title also. PLT dot what? Title I am giving. Title. That is XY plot. XY plot I am going to give. Let us run this example. So you are going to get a x-axis as well as y-axis as well as what? XY plot you got it. These are called plot, giving the labels. Today my interest is, today my interest is, I want to change this x-axis and a y-axis font I want to change it. Font. I want to change this font. Are you understanding? That is called a font for labels. Font for labels. For that, you need to go for it. For setting the font for setting the font for labels of plot, we use the following. We use the following. We use the following. What is that? Look at PLT dot x label. In that, what we are doing? X-axis. That is nothing but x-axis label we are mentioning. Correct or not? X-axis label. Then next we need to write down font dict. Font dict is equal to font family name. I will write it. Font dict. Font dict I need to use it. Here I will write font family. I will write it. Font family. I will write it. What is that font family? Font family. What the font family should contain? What the font family should contain? Can anybody can answer it? Font family should contain. Come on. Font name, font size, font color. These three things are called what? Font family. Font name, font style, and font color. I need to go for it. Font name, font size, and the next is called what? Font color. So how you can mention it? If you take an example, same thing is for what also? Another one I can say y-axis label also I can take it. Y label. And next is called what do you know? Title also, even title also I can go for it. Title, I can go for it. So title of the graph I can say. Font dict, font family I can write it. So how to mention it? Look at students. I'm writing x is equal to x example I'm going to talk. What is this example now I'm talking? Carefully try to watch it. So font family ff is equal to some variable name I am taking. What should I mention it? In the form of dictionary, you need to take it. Dictionary. What is the first name in the dictionary? Family. Family. So family. Colon. I will write the name of the font. You know, name of the font Times New Roman, Arial Black. So many fonts are there or not? If we go to it, if we go to this, for example, this one, there is a font is there, student. Look at here. Go to somewhere else, tools, preferences. You go, preferences. You go. Fonts are there. Font, Arial Black, Arial Narrow. See that? Are you seeing that? Are you seeing immediately this appearance? Are you observing? So when I'm changing it, automatically the letters are going to change it. So, but that should be certified by our Jupyter notebook. That font name should be there in that. Bell empty. These things must be there. Like that, you take it, whatever the embryo, and like this, there are so many number of things are there. That font name I need to pass it. Today I'm passing what here? Arial. I am writing Arial. Arial I am passing. And you experiment on writing whatever you like it. Next I will write it what? Font size I will write it. Size. Now I will write it. Size I will write it. Size is equal to your font family size. 10 or 14 or 15. Font size, you know how to increase? When you go to these tools, here preferences, when you go to font, there is a sizes are there or not? Sizes. Sizes are there. That sizes I can mention it. So size is equal to 10, some 15, what you want, that you can write it. Next is called what, students? Font color. Font color. I can write it color. Here I will write it color. That color you can mention it. Colon what? Red or yellow, whatever you like it. Magenta, whatever you like it. Then when you come to this example, what you can say, students? PLT dot, what is this now? X label, X label of, you can write it, X axis, X axis, X axis, come on, name of that. Font dict or a dict font, whatever it is equal to, I will write FF. What is that FF? This data, this data to be applicable on where? X axis will be displayed with what? Arial, whose size is called what? 15, whose coloring is what? Red. Like that you need to go for it. Are you able to follow? The same thing I can apply for what also? I can apply for other things also. What is this now? One time if you mention, that is enough. I say what here? Y label, Y axis, font dict the same. And I can write it even this spot also you see, students. Here I am writing, here I am writing. Title I will write it, title. I'll write it, XY plot. XY plot I am writing, same. I am applying for everything same. If you want different things, you construct different things. Are you following? If you want red color for that, go to red. If you want any yellow color for it, yellow. Orange color for it, orange. Like that you can take it. Are you following? So go to the place. Now here I am going to say font properties. There is a set font properties. Please read out all of them. Clearly you try to start. Matplotlib set font properties for title and labels. Come on. Plots in Matplotlib are used for representing visualization of given data. These plots require the need for labels, x-axis and y-axis, as well as title of the plot. Every plot has x and y axis. These axes represents the values of the data, values of the set plotted against each other. So adding font properties to a plot. In Matplotlib, we use a font dict parameter. Already we used it. Font dict parameter. This one. Font dict parameter. Main story is font dict. That is the main story. And this is for your sake of the notes. Font dict parameter. Font dict parameter of the pyplot.xplot. What is the pyplot module name dot? We are using PLT. Pyplot.y label. Pyplot.title functions to set the font properties for the titles, labels of plot and everything. The font dict function on its own takes parameters such as family, serif, cursive, sans serif, fantasy, monospace, Arial black, like that. I wrote some of them here. Serif and all those things, Here you are having tools, preferences. Here you are having something like serif. So here somewhere else there is a seref. Somewhere else there is some fonts are there. And fonts will differ from one ID to another ID also it will be. Sans serif is there or not? So something like that some names are there. Those names I mentioned it. Color can be what? Blue, green, cyan, white, yellow, etc. Size, any positive integer. Now these titles and labels can also be given different prompt properties to enhance the visuals of the plot. If I give for enhancement of your plots, we use it. We can use font dict parameter in X label function, Y label function, and title to set the properties of that. Now already we made it. We already made it. X label font dict set, Y label font dict set, and the title also font dict. So main story is what? Font dict parameter. That everything is called, the rest of them are called something like. Now come on, dict obj is equal to curly brace open, curly brace close. Family is equal to colon font name, comma color colon color name. size colon font size. Everything in the form of key comma value pair. Now see that set example. Set the font properties of the titles and labels. Here I am taking np.array and np.array of these many values. And family font 1, font 2. What is this now? Serif color is equal to size is equal to. Here also size is equal to. Here I wrote color is equal to dark red, blue, size is equal to 15. And PLT dot title, sports watch data. Are you following? Next, X label, average pulse, font dict is equal to font 2. And a PLT dot calories bonds, font dict is equal to font 2. So how many family fonts I created here? 2 dictionaries I created. For title, 1 font I created. For X and Y, I created what? Font 2 I said. And PLT dot what? Hmm. So can I carry this? So this, instead of writing again, I will just carry this. Instead of writing that, I'm just going to this place. So here I'm going to take up, see the students having like this, np.arrays, font family names, and then titles, and then show this now. What is happening, you see. And here are, what is this? Sports watch data with what is the size there? 20. The next is called what? Calories bronze. And here what? Average pulse. What is the size of that? 15. What is this now? Dark red. This is called what? Blue. Is it blue or not? Yes. So it is your own, it is your own things you can take it. So you can go for what? Red. Are you following that? So here it is your own thing. Plot. I mentioned here plot. And next C is equal to what? Something like yellow. Yellow. I just mentioned like this. And you are going to get yellow in that. And next is called what you can mention here. Marker is equal to, I'm writing something like this. I'm writing it like this. So you are having something like this kind of markers also coming. Are you following, students? So, comma, MEC or MEC is equal to something like K. I mentioned it as a K. K. I mentioned it. So this is going to be block color is coming. Understood? Huh? So next is going to be called what? MFC. MFC is equal to R. I just mentioned it. So you are going to get a black color and then everything is available now. Are you following me? This is related to what? You can have your own title, x-axis and y-axis, and mention it. Now, coming to the next, the position is mentioning here. Of course, by default, it is available in where, students? This is called a left side. This is called a center. This is called what? Right. That I want to, you can adjust it. They are saying that you can adjust it. They are saying you can adjust it. It's very easy. Go to the next step. Position of the title. You can use LOC parameter in where? Title. To the position of the title. What is that? Legal values for LOC is, come on, left, right, center. Default value is what? Center. If you want, you can use left and right also, no issue. How do you go for it? Same to same. This part, title test directly. Sports watch data, LOC is equal to what? Left. You can use it. Directly go to this place. The same values I will carry. Here I am going to write it. LOC is equal to title only I am going to use it. Comma. LOC is equal to what? Come on. Left. Left I used it. Left. So we are getting it to what? Left side. Left side. Are you getting, students? Next, go to what? Go to what? Right I can say. LOC is equal to, where is it? Title, comma. I can write LOC is equal to what here? Right. Right. And see that how important the variable argument, keyword variable arguments. I know the parameter names. I don't know the order of the parameters. Am I passing whatever the style I like it or not? This is the right side is coming. By default, what is that? Center. So what is the title parameters? That you syntax you remember. And that will be, by default, you cannot remember immediately. By practicing, you will remember. Correct? Because data visualization require all these special effects required. Correct or not? So that colors and all, you use your own talent and the syntax you try to remember. Online students, are you following? So Shiva P, sir, please reduce your browser size to set the complete figure at once. My dear student, I'm having small laptop here. Again, if I reduce my size, I will get problem of seeing that colors and everything. So follow this carefully. Are you able to follow now? Now go to the further. Now I will move to the further here. So next, this is called what, which properties? Font properties. For what? Labels. Next, I'm going to enter into the another kind of discussion. Look at this now. Go to this place. Next, which properties I want? Grid properties. Do you know grid properties? Do you know grid? Do you know grid or not? తెలుసా లేదా నాకు కావాలి సస్పెన్స్ వద్దని చెప్పాను కదా. Do you know? You don't know. Don't know. What do you know? Okay, don't worry. This is called what? X-axis, Y-axis. This is called X-axis, Y-axis. You are buying a shirt. You are buying a shirt which is having what? Plain shirt. And then you are having, this is there. What is these lines are called? Vertical lines. This is called vertical grid. Spell out. This is known as what, This is grids are on what? Grids are on X-axis. Grid is nothing but what? It is going to be, it is going to show you some intersection lines on the graph. It is going to show some intersection lines on the graph. And where my graph is showing something like this, it is going to show. And your graph is the best example. Graph. When you go to the graph, some dark lines will be there in the middle or not. That's called a grid. And I cannot explain in my words what is the diagram of that. Suppose there is a new movie released. I can't explain how that hero in that particular movie. If you watch it, then only you can understand what is the meaning of grid. Grid is nothing but what? Some intersection lines in the X and Y in artist area that will be coming like that. These lines, vertical and horizontal lines are called what? Grid. So by default, grid is coming on, not coming on, not coming. Are you following? Grid is not coming. There I am going to draw the grid. This is no grid at all. Now I am going to write it what? These are called what? These are called what? Lines on where? X-axis. This is going to be a line. This is going to be grid on which line, which place? Y-axis. And this is a graph which I am writing. Grid on where? Grid on where? Both. Grid on where? Both. Here grid is what? None. Grid is what here? Grid is what here? Grid is what here? Both. There is a function name called what? Grid. Spell out. PLT dot what? PLT dot what? Grid. By default, what it is? None. PLT dot grid of. What is this now? Axis is equal to X. Which axis grid will come? Come on, next. I want to get it. PLT dot grid of. What is this? Axis is equal to what? Y. Which axis will come? Y axis. Here, PLT dot grid. Axis is equal to what? Both. What will come? Both axes, this grid will come. Are you following? Easy or difficult? So, what is the function name? Grid. Grid. So, shall we go for it? So, grid properties I am going to show you, which is a dead easy. PLT dot grid. Grid properties I am going to show you. What is the function name, students? PLT dot grid. PLT dot, how do you set the grid? Grid is equal to axis is equal to what? X. Axis is equal to X. Next, PLT dot what? Grid of what? Axis is equal to Y. Next, PLT dot what? Axis is equal to both. Grid of, grid of, grid of. Axis is equal to both. This is called a grid property. For grid property also, grid lines property also you can say. Grid lines will be there or not? Grid lines will be there. In grid lines are there. There I can set the line property. LW. What is the LW? Line width. LS. C. Beautiful. మీకు ఇది బాగా అర్థమైనట్టుంది. So, of course, today you will remember, but tomorrow, what is the syntax of grid function? Natural. So, along with that, you can write it what? You can write LW, you can write it. Next is called what? LS, you can write it. Comma, what you can write? C, you can write it. This is going to be as usual, you can write it. This is as usual, you can write it. This is as usual, you can write it. Are you able to follow? So let me go for grid properties. I'm going to show you grid, and as well as legend also will come. What is the legend? Describing. Suppose when you are going to cricket, when you observe the cricket, today final match is there. Yes, sir. That all habits are there without subject. This is called pitch. This is called pitch. So here what I am having here, wickets. These are wickets. And one bowler is bowling and he is showing some blue balls, some green balls, some red balls, and they will give you what the red meaning is, what the blue meaning is. They are explaining or not. This is known as what? Describing the functionality of my depicted in the graph. This is known as what? Legend. Legend can be described on the top, and it can be described here. It can be described here. It can be described here. It can be shown 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 here also. What is this is known as? Okay, don't worry. First grid you understand. Grid. Start. Matplotlib grid in the chart. Grids are the made up of intersecting straight lines. Straight lines, straight or what? Curved lines. That is vertical, horizontal, angular, or curved line. Straight lines are curved lines used to structure our content. Matplotlib helps us to draw plain graphs, but it is sometimes necessary to use grids for better understanding and get a reference for our data points. To add grid to the in the chart, we use a plt.grid. Come on, specify which grid lines to display. You can use access parameter in the grid function to specify on which grid lines you want to display. Here legal access parameters are X, Y, both. Default is what? Both. You already know. plt.grid access is equal to X, access is equal to Y, access is equal to both. Example, start the same data, display only grid lines on the axis. So same thing, X, Y, and then what? PLT dot sports data, PLT dot this one, PLT dot this one, PLT dot plot, grid. I just said grid. Axis is equal to what? X. PLT dot what? Show. Are you following? So what is the special function we are getting today? Grid. So let us carry this now. I will carry this thing, go to the place. I'll take it, new grid properties. I want to show you separately. So let us move to the grid properties. So I'll say here all the things to take care. And this is indirectly, almost we are coming to the properties how to set to the graph. Now here, let us start. If you don't use anything like this axis, I'll just look at what is happening here. What is happening? You see what is coming here. Are you getting some intersection lines or not? Straight lines you are getting. Horizontal lines are there. Vertical lines are coming. These are called which grid? Axis is equal to both. What is the default? Axis is equal to both. Are you following me? So what is this now? C is equal to M. C is equal to M. So it is going to be giving some sort of lines here. Getting a next, I will go for using both of them are using here. Now I am going to use it is equal to axis is equal to what? Axis is equal to what here? X. So it is going to show you what? Only on which axis the lines are coming? X axis. Only on X axis these are coming. If we want only on Y axis, grid is showing. Grid. Grid. Grid is on. Grid is on which axis? X axis. Grid is on X axis. Now I want to go for Y axis I want. Y axis I want. Grid is on Y axis. How do you go for on Y axis? I'm going to represent. See that it is on Y axis. Are you getting it? I want on both of them. I want on both of them. I want on both of them. How do I go for it? Write both. And I need not to write both. Grid is on both. Grid is on both X and Y axis. X and Y axis. You can get it. Grid is on both X and Y axis. Here you can write it. Here you can write it. Marker is equal to something like what? O. MEC, that already you try to use it. After going to that, MFC is equal to something like this. You try to go for it. MFC, yes, MFC, MFC. So you are going to use something like this. Now I want to use students. At the same point of time, I want line properties also to be specified. What is that now? Anyhow, you take it as X, comma, what I am going to take it? LW is equal to some 3. LW is equal to some 3. Line width. What line width? Grid line width. Next is called what? LS is equal to what? What is this now? Dotted, comma what? C is equal to what I am saying? Y I am saying. Y I am saying. See this carefully. On which axis? Which axis? X axis. What I am saying? On the grid properties, I am passing the grid line properties, I am passing it. So try to see carefully. Dotted this is. So here, dotted. So you are going to get it. What happens? No output came. Yes, came. What are these lines? Only the which axis? X axis. Now I want to go for what? Y axis. If I want on Y axis. If I want on Y axis, I can write it Y axis. And you can say something like 2. Something like 2. You will get it on Y axis. Are you getting this? Now, if I want to get it on both, if I want to get it on both, you can get it. You can get it on both. You can say here both. And see this now. We are getting on like on both of them you are getting. Are you getting, students? Now, this is called X label, Y label. You are getting it. For this, if you want to get it, or extra, if you want to get it, any special mechanism, if you want to get it, here I can write it. See, students, this data title, now I can write it. What is this now? Font dict is equal to, come on, fast. What is this now? Family is equal to what? Arial. Next, Madhubabalu, size, colon. What is this now? Something like 13. Comma. Come on. Color is equal to what? Color colon what? M. Color colon M or color colon red. Are you following this? This is of one I said. Here font dict I passed it. Similarly, I will go to what? X axis also I can say. This also I can write it. This is called something like 15 I will say. Or some 18 I will say. Here I am saying something like 14. What is this now? Green, green, written. And this also I will take it. This also I will take it. Here I mentioned it. This is 14. This is also something like green. Let it be. Now you try to execute. Now you are getting. See, students, sports watch data. This is in green color. This is in this like this type of thing. Are you following? You can change this ticks values also, student. Ticks of colors also I can change. So fonts also I can increase. And because this type of manipulation as a programmer, you can do it, but the majority is problem need to give the importance. Are you following? So this is called a grid lines, and you understand this grid lines and all. And this is a dotted we used it. You can use a solid also. If I don't mention in where ls, if I don't mention, what will be the things will come? Solid will come. Solid lines are coming or not? Solid lines are coming. I think you are following me. So still, if we go to that last and final, if we go to this one, if I go to one, so you are going to get it. Small lines will come. Small lines will come. Clear up? This is about which properties? Grid properties. There is a legend property also you can mention. Legend. Legend is nothing but what? Description of my content. Description of my graph. This is the data what we have. Last and final. Now I'm going to write it. Here I'm going to write it. One more kind of plot if you want to do it. One more kind of plot if you want to take it. Another plot if you want to take it. There I will write it. The data called what you know. Here I'm going to take it. Something like 10, 20, 30, and 40. 10, 20, 30, 40. This is the data. This is called something like D and green and red. And this is something like K. I just mentioned it here. So we are going to have, this is one kind of color, one type of graph, and this is called one more type of graph. There are two plots are available. This is one plot. This is another plot. That means in one plot, I can go, in one axis, I can go for multiple plots. So how to go for that concept makes you to understand how to go for subplots. Right now, it don't worry. That is my next area. Next discussion is what? Subplots. So let it be. You keep this data. Are you following it? So here, x-axis, some 70, some something like 80, 90, like that it is there. Now you can take it. If you want to take it, I can take it. PLT dot, PLT dot, PLT dot, plot of, I'll just write with some plan with 85, with 85, I will write it 85, comma 95, 95, comma next is called what? 105, 105, and next is called what, 115, 115, like that. Next is called 125. This is one thing. Next, I will go to one more data. I will write it 245, 245, 265. Next is called what? 265, 285, 285. Next is called what? 300 or 310. How many values are there? Already mentioned 5. Here also I'll write it 325, 325. Like that I mentioned it. Like that I mentioned it. Just close it, close this, try to run it. Try to run it. So I'm getting multiple plots. Are you seeing that graph? So in the same way, I want to go for it. If you want the same mechanism to carry on this type of thing, you can just mention that properties also. Comma, marker is equal to something like D, and this is called what, I will take it as something like red. Already red is there, green, and this is going to be red, and this is going to be like this, I will write it. And ms is equal to ms also. MFC is equal to, here I will write it. ms is equal to something like 10. I just mention it. So here, where is it? Marker ms, comma. Where is that? Marker, multiple commas. So there you try to write it. Here, multiple lines are there with different markers and etc. Are you following, students? Right. In this place, some 310 place, something intersection point is there. That is meeting there and then it is coming down. Are you following? So last point, I will write it. I'll write it. 2, 2, I will mention it something like this is, instead of that, 180 I will write it. 180. 180 I will write it. So try to see this now. It is coming down. Are you following this? I just want to bring down to this 180 like. This is what the how to plot multiple plots in the same. In further, if you come, I will go for what? In one figure, in one plot, one graph, in another plot, another graph, in another plot, another graph, in another plot, another graph, I will take. That is called subplots concept, I will tell you. Subplots. In subplot. In one figure, how to draw subplots, I will explain. Are you following me? So this is the data. I will explain in the further sessions will go. In Monday class, I'll go forward. Subplotting concept, I will explain. So today, what do you learn? So, come on, what did you understand today? How to go for marker properties, line properties, font properties, grid properties. Function is grid, and then font properties. So instead of enjoying the colors, you enjoy the syntax. Colors, never bother about it. Syntax important ikkada. ఇది HTML class కాదు. This is not a HTML class to enjoy with the colors, borders and all. And there is no importance will be given for colors. How well you will write the coding. That is important. Don't feel like HTML class. This is not HTML class. It's a coding. Okay now? Right. So Siva, is there any property to change the background color? Definitely there is a color to change. I'm not worrying about the color background and all. So worry about what? Syntax, properties, problem solving approaches you improve. And nobody will ask a question, write a code for changing the background color. I never bother about it. We bother about problem solving only. Okay. So students, I'll stop now. Go to the Subha Ganesh. There is a Z axis is also there. Z axis is also there. 3-dimensional that is. So I can further we can go in